Well, GSA is a truly agglutinator of the whole industry, and as such, it provides a neutral position, and articulating really the feedback, the trends, the information, that the requirements that all the industry really needs.
GSA community identifies common issues of interest for the industry, for the semiconductor industry, and it helps drive the agenda of certain selected topics in an appropriate fashion. And it drives those through discussion and ultimately toward resolution and progress.
You know, there's also the Technology Committee, and the Technology Committee covers a wide range of subjects. And participating in that, understanding what's going on in those different committees is a tremendous value to TSMC.
Technologically, there's a fantastic community that exists both online and in person that allows us to exchange ideas, discuss good opportunities, and also to understand the future trends, which allows us to direct R&D dollars.
So I guess the word that comes to mind for me is visibility. You know, there's sort of two aspects to that. One is what's happening in the industry, you know, what's the strategic trends and direction, and also numbers, research, facts around the industry. But the other thing is, for a relatively small business, it's great for promoting us as a company and giving greater visibility to us, to the rest of the industry.
GSA represents the whole ecosystem that makes the semiconductor industry work. Ours, my company, is one of design automation, but I get to interact with the people that use the tools we create, with the people that manufacture semiconductors, with the people that provide other parts of the supply chain.
It's a great networking place. A lot of my friends are CEO, and I can connect and work with, and a lot of my customers here.
Being part of the GSA family allow us on a very, very periodical basis to communicate and exchange ideas and see that we are not so long and our problems are not so unique.
And being able to rely on the collective experience, intelligence, friendship, wisdom of the GSA is the most valuable to us.
The power of the GSA as the sum of its members is where the real strength lies.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 2014 GSA Semiconductor Leaders Forum Taiwan. My name is Amber Mo, and I am your MC for today. First of all, I would like to welcome you, your participation today. And first of all, I would like to introduce Dr. Nicky Lu, Chairman of GSA APAC Leadership Council, who is also the chairman of TSIA and WSC World Semiconductor Council, and also the chairman, CEO, and founder of Etron Technology, to give us the welcome remarks. Let's welcome Dr. Nicky Lu.
Distinguished speakers and guests, Jodi and Jeremy, many friends here, ladies and gentlemen. First, welcome you to this 10th GSA Forum. This year is also the 20th anniversary of GSA. But for Taiwan, we should celebrate the 27th anniversary or birthday or whatever of it, born a new business model, which today generate more than $100 billion revenue. That's fabless and foundry model, which was initiated here. So as the chairman of the Taiwan Semiconductor Industry Association, I'm particularly glad to see you spend your time in Taiwan. And so today, you see the semiconductor industry, especially in Taiwan. I still tell all the young people and also senior people that this industry is just entering, like the kids entering college as a freshman. Industry is still full of energy and the innovations and desires of enriching everyone's career. Some people said Moore's Law is approaching the end. I personally predicted about 3 or 4 years ago that it will move on. Of course, the feature size decrease is getting more difficult, but TSMC already announced next year they will ship 10 nanometer technologies. And that's great. But I think 7 nanometer is waiting for us. It's not only the feature size, it's actually the combination of many things. Human beings will create a so-called virtual Moore's Law. Both economy and social impact from the chips, I think still are moving ahead. So this morning that GSA made the press release, especially TSIA invites Jodi to be the speaker to announce their reports. That's this reports, okay? And it's already printed in the booklets you have. This is very unique report, and which I think is the first report in the semiconductor history to describe the economic and societal impact from our technology, especially from the industry viewpoints. I think it will generate many more studies maybe by the other scholars who are interested in the history of our industry. But more important, here also print the future dynamic and growing opportunities. So I very appreciate Jodi arrived last night and wake up and give excellent introduction to this, which is all the board of directors of GSA are very proud. We're not using GSA regular money. Every board member willing to put money, support that. The story starts from Jodi, who visited Washington, D.C., a particular high-level guy who can not only influence the U.S. but also the world. And she is taking the responsibility from the board director, talking about the patent troll issue. But when she walked into the office, that guy said, Jodi, I cannot say just like what you lively said. What the heck of the semiconductor? What is that? So she gets very upset. And that's why I encourage everyone here, if your career in semiconductor industry, we're not only make our super virtual Moore's Law. I strongly believe it. We're moving ahead. But more important, we have to tell the society and people surrounding us why this industry is so good, and you should really treasure it and cherish it. So anyway, I just briefly report today's Taiwan semiconductor industry situation. I think 2014 is a good year. We're growing about more than double digits. And so this year, we most likely end up with $72 billion in the revenues. And among those revenues, if you calculate the value adds, okay, which is the gross margin plus the depreciation value, that's about half of them, 50% of them. And besides that, I think the value we put in to the semiconductor industry here is, with the technical service, like TSMC, like UMC, like ASC, like Siliconware, I cannot name it, like my company, Ardentech, right? So we create a lot of revenue, like $50 billion to serve the world. Koreans said they are the second largest. They are $57 billion. Over $50 billion are their own branded products. So they are second one in the product revenues. But actually the activity of semiconductors, Taiwan is $72 billion. $25 billion around the products. And $50 billion is on the service. So especially many foreign friends here, I strongly believe Taiwan is moving forward with your help, with your support, with your purchase money, and with many things you gave, because I need to make propaganda that Taiwan provides the most friendly, open, and neutral silicon platform for you to use. So that's very important. So what's the next? So I prepared a video. Somebody may watch it, but I still think this is one of the best video. And in Taiwan, industry with the academia put what it will look like 21st century about Taiwan. So would you please show the movie? hope you enjoyed after waiting. That's what Taiwan TSIA set the goal. We not only want to create wealth, but also we want to enrich people's life. So this all homemade by professors, students, and industry people. Behind every line, there are research behind it. So if you have your great idea, please let us know. Maybe we can work together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lu. Now I would like to invite our GSA President and co-founder Jodi Shelton to give the opening remarks. Please join me. Welcome, Jodi.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here. Welcome. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to just make some opening comments and share a little bit more about the report. And again, you do have a hard copy of the report. The best way, I think, to see the report is to look on our new website called semismatter.com. So I hope you will get a chance to do that. I always enjoy coming to Taiwan, so it's always great to be here. It has a very special place in my heart. This is where we decided, when we decided to open an office outside of the US, this was the first place that we came. And I believe that Taiwan has come to symbolize innovation and hard work, and there are some real world-class companies in Taiwan, so it's always fun to come back. In fact, when we first opened offices here, I used to come for like 6 weeks at a time and stay over here with my family, so it was really great, and it's always great to be back. This year is a very special year for the GSA. It is our 20th anniversary. I can't believe it, but we started the organization in 1994 and have since really expanded not only in terms of the number of members and the things that we're doing for the members, but also really over time our mission has evolved a lot. When we started the organization, it was really about creating some confidence in the fabless foundry business model, which at that point in time was still very small. And companies alone did not have very much influence or really didn't have very much of a voice. And so it was our goal to evangelize that model to the VC community, to Wall Street, to customers as well as partners. And what our goal was, of course, was to have people supporting this model. And today, when you look at how far fabless has come, we have an entire ecosystem around supporting this whole model. Fabless really became so well accepted that we decided to change our name to the Global Semiconductor Alliance a number of years ago, because fabless stopped being really a differentiator because every company was in some way fabless. So without the GSA, who knows how quickly the ecosystem would have developed, but I think that uniting as one voice certainly pushed the model forward, huge acceptance among customers as well as the financial community. So as we look forward, I think that our mission expands to the entire industry. I think it becomes the GSA's responsibility to raise the awareness of the image of semiconductors, to make sure that policymakers understand the contribution, to make sure that we have future leaders in the industry students that decide to join this industry. As you know, most of the companies that are members of GSA now have almost half of their engineers are software engineers. And so how do we recruit those types of students to join the industry? And when someone decides to join, how do they go home and tell their parents or their husband or wife that they've joined the semiconductor industry, even though they're a software engineer? And so how do we begin to educate the outside world on semiconductors? So that is one of the, that is one of the goals, I think, as we move forward, and to continue to expand and diversify our membership, and of course to continue to provide great tools and services for our members. So Nicky has mentioned the report. This has been a long time in research for this white paper, but we believe that this is the most comprehensive look at the economic and societal impact of the semiconductor industry. Again, the audience will be for those outside of the industry or the people related to you within the industry. We have a big program for university students whereby we want them, again, to come and look at our website. We're going to be doing interviews with leaders at their alma maters, for example. So we had Morris Chang was interviewed a few months ago by John Hennessy at Stanford, and we have that recorded on our website. So this is just a way to continue to educate students that this is not only a viable industry for them, but an exciting industry where there's lots of room for growth and innovation, and we really need those leaders. Within the report, I think that one of the most exciting things that we found was this interview by The Atlantic, where it interviewed scientists and technologists and historians, and semiconductors was viewed as one of the fourth most important innovation of our time. And for those of us inside the industry, we may know that, but again, the outside world needs to be aware of what our contributions are. And the way that our report is set up is we look at 4 major industries. So we look at the automotive industry, healthcare, mobile, and energy. And the reason we chose those is we thought that those were the ones that the outside world understood the best. You know, we could have gone with industrial or network or a lot of other areas, but we felt that these were things that people get excited about. The fact that semiconductors is going to be what is going to enable affordable mobile health care that can reach the most rural communities. All of that, all of those exciting visions about what the world looks like going forward is going to start with the people in this room. And then I think the great reveal of this report, I think that will be important, again, to policymakers and to people you know, making decisions to work with the semiconductor industry, so our partners, is this $7 trillion number. So this is the real sort of economic impact, and the way that this number came up is this is based on the total sum of corporate economic output of entire companies that attribute 5% or more of their corporate economic growth to semiconductors. And then these other numbers are both, if you look at that middle number, this one right here, the 2.7 trillion, this is upstream and downstream of the kind of impact that we have. So again, when you walk into a meeting in Washington, D.C., and the, you know, the guy in charge of the Senate asks what a semiconductor is, and it has $7 trillion worth of economic impact on the GDP, that's a real problem. And so I think that we have an obligation to educate people outside our industry on the economic value that we're providing. So I hope everybody gets a chance to look through the report. I think it's very, very interesting, and the website that houses the report has interviews, it has movie clips, it has ways that you can explain to your son or daughter that you want to join the industry what a semiconductor is. I always say, that, you know, a way that my mother can understand it. I think that you'll really enjoy it, and we hope that this website continues to evolve. And so if you have content that you want to share and that you want to put on the website, we don't think of this as a GSA website. We think of this as an industry website. So we hope that, that you'll see it as that, and you will perhaps contribute content or videos or whatever you think may help tell our story. And again, congratulations to all you guys, because you're the one who does all the hard work, and you really do have an economic and societal impact that I hope that you are duly rewarded for. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Jodi.